Hello everybody, my name is Danielsa and welcome to Water the Sea Talks. Today's conversation is going to be all about self-image and why it's important to have a good self-image. Get comfortable on your sofa or wherever you're sitting right now and stay tuned. Let's dive into this conversation.
Okay guys, welcome to Water the Sea Talks and thank you for doing the intro, Lanielsa. So, as Lanielsa said, today we'll be talking about self-image, and it's just a really neutral conversation in regards to just how important it is for us to have a good self-image. And I know that for some of the girls out there, do you know what it means to have a good self-image? So I will just give you a quick, simple understanding of what self-image is. And self-image really is how we picture ourselves, not just only how we see ourselves in regards to our appearance, it's also how we think that are we intelligent enough, how we see ourselves in the world, how we see ourselves amongst other people, how we see ourselves even at home, at school, everywhere we go. That's what self-image is. So if we have a good self-image, it means that we see ourselves in all of those places doing really good things, and we don't feel insecure, and we don't think that someone is not going to like us because of either the way that we look or the way that we are, or in regards to our abilities, or any of those things. So we really want our girls to have a good self-image, and I thought it was a good conversation to have with my daughter. So again, it's really just loose talk, there's no structure or anything, so we hope that
We have to keep to 10 minutes.
I'm going to try my best. So Lanielsa, self-image, do you even think that girls today even think about self-image? Do you think it's important, or is it parents? Do we just over talk about self-image? Do you think that's really impacting?
I think generally self-image impacts girls the most, and you know, from whether they look like the people on social media or how they feel about themselves. Yeah, I think it really impacts girls, but sometimes, you know, you don't give it a second thought. You only think of like self-respect or self-worth. You don't really think about self-image. You kind of think, what does self-image have to do with it?
Absolutely, but because as a family, I mean for her, we're not that exposed to really social media that much, for you anyway.
Just
So
YouTube.
Okay, maybe YouTube, yeah, absolutely. But would you say that even though you're not as exposed to social media, do you think that self-image impacts you?
It sort of impacts you because if you have a TV in your house or if you have a phone, like even the adverts for hair and for makeup, you see it even on kids programs, they put it there.
True.
Or even on YouTube when there's always an annoying advert when you're trying to watch something else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I agree with that. And when you see those images, you immediately think that, oh gosh, I want to look like that.
Oh no, I personally think it's subtle.
Okay.
That you watch it, like you're just watching TV and then the advert comes up and then you just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. And then like maybe it's like when you're sleeping, you're like, oh, I just wish I could have that hair. Or sometimes when you go into school, you look at your hair like, oh my goodness. You think, oh, why can't my hair be like that lady in the TV? Or
Absolutely, and I know, but again, I think that's just self-image that relates to the way that we look. And I always stress the importance of this conversation with parents in regards to just having this general conversation with our daughters in regards to just the importance of just really good stuff, or beautiful. Beautiful should be just a wide range, so we need to open our daughters up to be able to see that, to be able to see that Afro hair is beautiful. We need to be able to let them see that black skin is beautiful and white skin is beautiful. But you know, depending on your origin, you need to learn and let your child appreciate your culture and just how they fit that. Just in regards to school and classmates, do you think that people really worry about their image?
I think so, because I don't know, maybe it's just a self-conscious thing, but like even when it's Mufti Day, raising money for charity, people will already be discussing about what clothes they were wearing or something. Oh no.
Okay.
Hello,
interruption. Okay. Jeremy, can you give us a minute? So I guess the main conversation and what I want young girls to take away from this is that I think number one is that when a girl has a good or positive self-image, the things that you notice about them. And, you know, do you think from your view there are things that you notice about someone that when they have a good self-image?
When you have a good self-image, I personally think that you're a happier person.
Yeah.
And when you're happier, the people around you, I would describe it as they see your light. And I like to see that your light shine. And even if the people around you are upset, it kind of, I guess,
kind of lift them. Yeah, it kind of boosts them, absolutely. And I think also what I see about girls that have a good positive self-image is that they feel like they can do anything. It doesn't mean that you know, they can overcome the world in an instant, but is the feeling that they can at least try to do that, because they don't completely read themselves of being incapable of achieving what they need to achieve, and so they're willing to try. Because the problem with a negative self-image is that you undermine yourself. You always tell yourself you're not good enough, you can't do it. We need to understand that self-image doesn't always stay or limit itself to just the way we look. It's also the way we think. We constantly think that we're not good enough. And so as much as we're seeing what we look like, it really starts from the thought. That's in regards to how we feel.
Because I think some girls, maybe 25% of the girls think their self-image means just on how they appear, and like, oh, I look fine, I love myself, I love my body. But inside they may be thinking, I'm not good enough, or I haven't achieved this, or I don't like myself, I don't.
Absolutely, great. Yeah, you're spot on, because sometimes, in fact, a negative self-image might have nothing to do with your appearance. It might just be related to just how you think of yourself, which is just your ability. I'm not clever enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't. But on the outside, you actually look like, you know, you've got it all together. Now, I know that we had this discussion some months ago, ages ago, where in my daughter's class, I know she won't like me saying this, so I think something had happened in my daughter's class where someone had mentioned the Kardashians.
Oh no!
And then my daughters then asked them and said, well, who's the Kardashians?
I felt so stupid.
And she came home and she said to me, well, Mummy, who's the Kardashians? And I'm like, well, there's some family who are on TV. And I said to her, well, why do you think you have to know them? She said, well, everybody knows them. I said, okay.
I didn't know the name. I knew who the people were because I've seen them on TV before in an advert. I just didn't know that were their names.
Absolutely, yes. But I think the question was, why did she need to know who they were?
Yeah.
Are they saving the world? Are they doing something so prominent that without her knowing who they were, did it limit who she was? And again, I think it comes down to, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, children or families who think that their children needs to watch the Kardashians. Well, if that's your cup of tea, then that's fine. We're not here to judge anybody's opinion. But I don't watch the Kardashians, and because I'm not exposed to it, my children are not exposed to it. Okay, so she starts watching it and she's like, okay, they look really pretty. And she said, but do you always have full makeup when you're in your house? I'm like, well, I'll leave you to answer that. And then she kept watching, but she was expecting something else to happen. But there wasn't really anything else.
Like, it was just drama, like it was drama TV shows.
Yeah, well,
just, I don't know.
Just their daily life, just living their daily life, doing normal things. And so she was just asking me, so Mum, well, what is so exciting about this? Well, I'm like, well,
it's exciting for some people, but for me it wasn't interesting because even with books, I like reading depth books or watching them from time to time. But
it just wasn't it for you. It had no depth to it, so it wasn't your thing. And that's okay, and this is the acceptance of, you know, knowing that, you know, because something is for other people doesn't mean that really. We just need to teach our kids really in regards to just positivity, in regards to the way that they think about themselves in every instance, every part of themselves, even the imperfect part of themselves. We just need to teach them that you can't change that, but that is you. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You just have to love it, accept the flaws that you know that there's nothing you can do. And the ones that you think that you can change to make you a better person, then absolutely go for it. I mean, the last thing that I wanted to touch on was in regards to self-image and hair. Do you think that...
hair's a big thing.
Is it?
Especially in like your face and your hair, that if you don't have good hair, then I guess...
What is good hair?
I don't want to say good hair. Good hair is rich, healthy hair that is nice. But when I think of good hair, I kind of think of long
Straight hair.
Oh, I don't know why. I just think of long hair
Absolutely.
and like nice wavy hair.
Absolutely, and you can't be false to what you've seen, because the information that we see impacts how we think about beauty. And so when I was your age as well, I probably thought about, even not just your age, even into adulthood, long extensions and wavy straight extensions were beautiful. Until I chopped off my hair into and started the natural hair journey, I really did not understand that beauty could actually be in any forms of beauty outside of just long wavy hair. So you expose yourself to these things, and so we need to expose our children to these things so that they can start to see beauty in different ways and see images in different ways, so they can say every aspect, every image that they come across, they can find something beautiful about it.
But I think it's also to do with your face as well, because I guess as you reach 12 or 13, you start going through puberty, especially for girls and boys, and you get a bit of spots here and there, and you just sometimes you're watching TV and you think, I wish I could have clear skin. Or
it's funny that all of those things that you were exposed to, for me growing up, I never actually thought about clear skin and how that impacted an image. Maybe because I was lucky enough to have really clear skin, so I didn't worry about it very much. But to end the conversation, I think the idea is that self-image can impact our children in different ways, and it can impact us based on the way that we look on the outside. It can impact us based on what our hair, our skin, in fact how we think of ourselves mostly, and it can impact on how intelligent we are. So I think let's take away the myth that self-image is just how we look, because it isn't. It reaches beyond all of those things, and parents just need to be aware, have the conversation, free flow it.
Yeah, don't go into so much depth about it. Sometimes just break it into little chunks.
Ooh, is that what I do? I go into depth.
No. But you break it into little chunks. But sometimes I think that, never mind.
You're like, oh, that's too much, Mum. Anyway, we're all learning. So really, I hope that our video has been useful. Okay, see ya.
Bye.